This is Chop at Screenplay Prep, and welcome to 3 Script Points. The purpose of this is to take 3 aspects of screenwriting. What I'm going to do here is look at Top Gun Maverick and take 3 aspects of screenwriting and give you some examples to help you work out what the pros are doing and what you might be able to incorporate into your screenwriting. I'm going to keep to a 4-minute format as much as I can. So we're going to look at character introduction, dialogue, and subtext. Character introduction. Well, we could talk about Tom Cruise, but being that this is a sequel, it's not to say that he is not introduced in the second one, but let's look at a fresh character. And I'm going to pick on Hangman, who provides an ego much like Tom Cruise was as Maverick in the first, and pitching the battle of the egos within this new team of potential pilots for this new mission. So from a writing perspective, here we have the introduction and the very early establishment of who's gunning for Top Dog. So what's happened here is the writing has pushed the character through dialogue in establishing the fact that he wants to be top dog and has this huge ego. The stage is essentially set. Through further scenes, you see more of the battle of the egos, essentially, as Hangman really picks on Goose's son, Rooster, and that jostling pretty much echoes what we saw in the first Top Gun originally between Iceman and Maverick. Dialogue. This is important to maintain character and keep in character, so you might come up with great witty lines, but are they appropriate for the character? In Top Gun, we all know Maverick is a bit of a loose cannon and quick-witted and doesn't take things too seriously. So there are plenty of options for great dialogue with a character like Maverick. And we're not in short supply in this sequel. What we have in this scene is not only something that's actually pretty funny and casual, but it really just establishes Maverick's character and the role of a Top Gun pilot versus a naval crewman or officer.
What does that mean?
You're supposed to be in the Navy!
I don't sail boats, Penny. I land on them.
It really does emphasize Maverick's character and the place of the Top Gun pilot on the ship. But the big takeaway from that is it really brings the audience in and is one of those scenes, bridging scenes. It's a letdown. We're in familiar territory with these characters, albeit on rather choppy waters. But it's important to give the audience a good laugh and get them to appreciate a character. Subtext is a big one. So ultimately a movie has a particular idea or theme, something it's about. Essentially Top Gun, both 1 and 2, are about a mission, getting these fresh pilots through Top Gun training for that mission to knock out the enemy threat. Essentially, that's what the movie's about, but a good story will always have subtext. So what do we have in Maverick? Well, there are a number of subtext stories, but I'm going to pick on the idea that Maverick is still a captain. It's established that he's spent years as a naval pilot, but hasn't got very far, as Ed Harris's character puts very succinctly.
You should be at least a 2-star admiral by now. Yet here you are. Captain. Why is that?
It's one of life's mysteries, sir.
So the revelation that Maverick is still a captain, accompanied with his confrontation with Rooster, is really pointing to the fact that he never got over Goose's death in the first movie. So the subtext here, it's partly loss and being able to move on and put something to bed and just get on with your life. Furthermore, this really leads to that very personal, inward looking rather than the team play. And it's very nicely done when Maverick is then training the Top Gun pilots, and the camaraderie only comes together when he has the idea to take them down to the beach for beach football. That really gels everybody together, and ultimately that's the moment where they can then move forward and take on the mission. So keep subtext in mind, it's very important to have these various themes and layers to your script and ultimately the movie. I hope that was useful, and I'll see you in the next 3 script points. If you've written your screenplay and need to have it polished to pass through the scrutiny of the industry reader, then join my clients for the Formatting and Basic Editorial package to eliminate issues with your screenwriting conventions and standards. I offer a personal and considered service, as I do not farm out to contractors. Link is in the description below.